Welcome back to episode 5 of the Coach Ali Smith Show here for 2025. Coach, coming off the bye week, getting ready to go into another region contest, which we'll talk about in segment 3. First thing I want to ask you, what's been the biggest area of improvement you feel like with this team from week 1 to week 3?
Right now is the communication with our guys, offensively and defensively, getting lined up properly, not getting the not enough on the field on defense or delay of games on offense.
Gotcha. So second question for you. You know, everybody looks and goes, "Oh man, you're 1-2, right?" But you look at what Hewitt did this past week, what Muscle Shoals has been doing. Those first 2 games get more impressive as it goes as far as the quality of those opponents.
Well, you know, for me, as I look at our schedule, I always look at games that I call are 50-50 games, you know, and those are definitely ones where, you know, you are obviously going into them, you know there's a 50-50 chance that you can win it or 50-50 chance you can lose it, that you're going to have to play well to answer the call on those games. You know, back in 24, we were able to split in those 2 games. Unfortunately, we wasn't able to split in them this time. So for us, you know, just building off of that, we understand that those games help us down the road.
But 1-0 in region play, right?
Absolutely.
That's a big one. The next thing I want to talk about is some success for your former players.
Absolutely.
And when we look at, you know, Darnell, a couple of catches this Sunday for the Falcons, and you look at Dre Jr. forcing the fumble a couple of weeks ago, really good hits in this past weekend for Alabama. You got Stephen Jones, who's got 3 tackles for Murray State, and Daniel Sparks, who's continuing to punt for UVA.
Yes.
Your son, who's continuing to play as well, Kamari. Talk about some of those guys and just what it means to this program to see those guys go on and be successful.
Man, it's big for our program and for our kids that's here now. Those guys reaching out, reaching back. You know, you talk about Stephen at Murray. You talk about
and Swafford's there with him.
Yes, Swafford got to travel this past weekend for the first time, so that was awesome. You know, with Kamari and them over at Berry. So you know, C.J. Miller had a really big weekend this past week at Mercer. Those guys like that is really, really big for us. You know, we talk about even Elijah Dunn over at West Alabama. I think that he's second on the team in sacks right now. So getting to pick up the phone and listen to those guys calling and man, it makes you like a proud dad in some areas for multiple guys. Jackson Beasley over at Jacksonville State. Matter of fact, this upcoming week that they get to play Murray. So
Absolutely.
there'll be 3 Titans out there on the field.
And it's awesome when you think about, you know, just the short lifespan of our school, just the success that those guys have had to go out and make a name for themselves in college, and then the guys in the NFL as well. And it's just been a great thing to see, and I know you're proud of all those guys.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Every weekend, you know, you want to try to look out there and see what they're doing, you know, from Sam Horton out at Central Arkansas to Aaron Richard over at Princeton.
And Jakari Embry, all the way
Jakari
at Fresno.
At Fresno, Jakari doing a great job, man. I think he may have an opportunity to play on Sundays.
That's fantastic. Well, Coach, I just wanted to give you a chance to talk about those guys. We're going to go ahead and take our commercial break in segment 1 and come back and talk with Coach about his staff and about some of the things that have inspired him in just a moment here on the Coach Ali Smith Show.
Hey Titan fans, this is Coach Ali Smith. Are you looking for a great deal on a used car? At Twin City Used Cars in Gaston, they have the best selection of pre-owned vehicles to fit your budget and lifestyle. And they offer competitive pricing to make sure you drive away with comfort. Visit them today at Twin City Used Cars in Gaston or view their inventory online at twincityyusedcars.com. At Twin City, your next car is waiting for you. Go Titans.
Welcome back to segment 2 of the Coach Ali Smith Show here, episode 5. Coach, with it being an off week, this is usually where we talk about plays and players. I'm going to do something a little bit different. And first, I want to give some fans that maybe don't know you as well a chance to get to know you. And I know you well. I know your mom and dad have had a big influence on you, but just some insight that they gave you growing up that's really helped you get to where you are.
You know, just staying true to who you are, regardless of what's going on, being true to who you are. Stand within inside of you. Don't never let things get too big or too small. Just stay and believe in yourself.
So, obviously parents are there, but you had 2 giants in the coaching world who influenced you as well in high school. One being Buster Gross and the other being Coach George Baker, who we'll talk about in a minute. First of all, I'd ask you, what did you learn about football and life from Buster Gross?
Man, I can tell you this, man, being tough. Being tough, man. That guy there with Coach Gross, I can still remember being a little guy just hanging out, watching practices over there, and him saying that, hey, the dummy's bigger than you. But can you hold it up? Be tough and hold that dummy up right there. Just being out there as a little guy, just those little bitty things, man. He was an icon in our community.
Sure.
For us over in Masanson, the Black Creek, as he would say, the Lint area. So things like that, man. But man, I think the world of Buster Gross, man, and his family, especially Kelly and all those guys.
And I know, you know, a couple of weeks ago, you know, we mourned the loss of Coach George Baker, who legendary in his own right. And I still remember when I first started coaching basketball and met Coach Baker for the first time. And you learned about keeping the gym a certain temperature when opponents come in. And Coach Baker, just so many things about life and basketball that George Baker instilled in so many. What about you?
Man, I tell you this, Coach Baker was the ultimate champion and the life champion. You know, wasn't about all the wins that he had on the court, but off the court, I guarantee he was more impactful to so many young men and women at Emma Sanson High School. And everybody's got probably a story that they could tell you that stick with them even since Coach Baker. Coach Baker retired in the year 2000. You know, he came out 2001. I'm sorry, that was his last year. And man, I've met some of the top coaches in the country, and you would sit there and listen to them, and you were like, man, I heard that in high school with Coach Baker. Man, he was before his time, and I say this, man, he was an ultimate guy for you as a life lesson guy.
Now, obviously, those guys a huge impact, but I know that none of us is able to accomplish what we're able to accomplish without the support and sacrifice as a coach through your wife and kids at home. So a shout out to your wife and daughter especially.
Yeah, man. Right now, those jokers keep me on my toes, and they keep everything where it needs to be.
Sure.
So absolutely salute to my wife and my daughters. And I'll tell you this, my wife just actually told me, my son, they play in Texas in a couple of weeks. She said, I got the flights already together and all that. I had no idea what was there on the table for that, anything. So to be able to make sure that when the Friday night game over, that I can catch a 5 a.m. flight and be in Texas or wherever it needs to be the next Saturday morning to support our son. She handles all that, and I just get in and just tag along.
That's awesome. So you also couldn't do it without a group of men and their wives who sacrifice this time of year. They're not home as much. They're pouring into these young men, and that's your coaching staff. So give you a chance to talk about some of those guys and what they're doing this season for Titan football.
Listen, man, I tell every year, I thank our wives, our coaches' wives, their loved ones, and all that. I, from the bottom of my heart, I understand the sacrifices. Most people don't understand the time that coaches spend away from their families. And some nights on a Monday night after a JV game, you know, nobody realizes it may be 11 o'clock before they clear the building, get home about 12:31, and then they back here teaching school. And, you know, their families are not seeing them as much as they would like to. The only days that they may have where they got more than 12 hours with them is a Saturday. But Sundays, they back up here.
So talk about your defensive staff.
Man, our defensive staff, you know, this is the thing. 2 of those guys played for me. And, you know, you talk about Damian Kool-Aid Thompson was an all-state player here for us. He went off to play college football, and we were able to bring him back here, and he's teaching robotics for us here on campus, and then he's coaching our D-line. Man, he's doing an excellent job. Our defensive coordinator, Jeff Lumpkin, and this is his second stint with us. Hey, smart as can be. Jeff and I knew each other from when we were at Emma Sanson. He was at Jacksonville, got a great relationship, and we're excited about having him back here with us. Ryan Bostic come over with us this year to do our linebackers, and Ryan has done a great job. He was a passionate player for us. He's a passionate teacher in terms of on the field and off the field, working with our kids in the locker room. Then, you know, we have what I call administrative coach that helps a little bit on the defensive side as well, Coach Brown. Brown, Amir Brown. He's been here with us, for a while, and he helps with our young D linemen and different things like that and develop. He played here for us as well. So we're excited for having those guys, so.
And then the offensive side of the ball, you bring back some guys that have been in positions for a while.
Yes. Obviously Coach Poole, he's been with us for a long time. He was with us at Emma Sanson. He came over here with us. Sure. He's been in many roles here, and then obviously he's been at the helm of the OC job for the last 4 years, I'm sorry. And he's done a great job for us, and helping develop, and one of the hard workingest people in our school system, and we appreciate him definitely. And then you got Coach Renza Avery Jr., that's our receivers coach. He's our special teams coordinator. He's our equipment film guy setup. He's our everything.
Sure.
I wanted the bus ain't leaving without him. I can tell you that, and my day ain't going without him.
Sure.
So we appreciate him and his family. I tell him a lot of times that it's 11 o'clock at night during the week. I say, hey, man, you better get home, because I don't want your Miss CC to jump me. So she gonna get you, because I'll be telling him to leave. But he works, man, tirelessly, man. I couldn't do it without him. Then you got Coach Kent Colvin. This is his first year here with us. He's our quarterbacks coach. He's very passionate. He has done a tremendous job of helping develop these young guys here. Man, it's awesome what he done, and it makes a lot of excitement for our kids too. Then you got Coach Blake Hall. Blake Hall was one of our guys that here on some of those original teams. Sure. Here, and he played here with us, and now he's teaching history here. Now he's coaching our offensive line. So, man, it's great to be able to get guys back here and be able to teach our kids and put in places where they came from and they understand it.
And every year he says he's going to retire, but Coach Renza Avery Sr. always working with the kickers, and he's a horse whisperer in that field, isn't he?
Hey, man, that joker, he can't retire right now. We tell him that. He can't go anywhere. Coach Edwards, our athletic director, always say, man, just leave Coach Avery alone. He going to find a kicker. For the last 18 and a half years, he pops up with a kicker, and I'm talking about he develops them and make them into some great players. He's had some all-staters, some first-teamers. He do a really good job. Whatever his secret to his success, we don't bother him. Just let him be.
And then, of course, you have Pesci, Isaac, and you have Dalton Robertson, and they're pivotal for you, and Dave, who's trainer as well.
Absolutely. Now Pesci, that's my that's my special assistant to the head coach, and I'll tell you this: in season, out of season, day-to-day operations, that's what makes Gadsden City football go. From the equipment, making sure our kids are safe, what they have, what they need. He does that. He's in this building most mornings at 5 a.m. and he's rocking and rolling a lot of days until 9:30 in season. So, we got to take care of Pesh, but he's a really, really loyal guy to us, and we really appreciate him. And you talk about Dave and Dalton Robertson, David McCreelys, and man, we can't ask for two better trainers on our staff. They do a lot for us, and we really appreciate them. Our kids appreciate them.
Absolutely.
And I did leave off one of our guys on the offensive side, Brett Ellis.
Yeah.
He does a really good job with us, helping us with the offense, helping develop those receivers. And he do a great job with our weight room and our weight program, and we really appreciate Coach Ellis. He brings a lot of energy to us, but he also is a servant for us in almost a capacity with his young life and the mentorship with a lot of these kids.
Absolutely.
And he do things that a lot of people don't understand to help our kids in a lot of different areas.
Well, Coach, I want to say a big thank you to you and all your staff, all your families for the sacrifices you make. And that'll do it for segment 2. We'll be back to look at Hazel Green after this. Welcome back to the final segment of episode 5 of the Coach Ali Smith Show. Coach, we shift gears now as we get ready for this week's opponent, and that is the Hazel Green Trojans. And I know over the last few years, Hazel Green has kind of been in a transition phase, but seemed to be turning the corner a little bit in 2025.
Yeah, they got Coach Farrer. That staff they got, he's put together a really good staff. He comes out of the college ranks. He was at A&M. He recruited a school for a while, and he comes out at Alabama A&M. He was the running backs coach, and he's done an excellent job of keeping his kids there and keeping them believing, and they're getting better by the week.
Absolutely. And with that being said, obviously for both squads, this is an important ball game because they lost the Cotton Classic last week to Buckhorn, which was their region game. So they're behind the 8 ball. We beat Buckhorn 2 weeks ago, so we're 1-0. This game pivotal for both teams in that 6A Region 8 race.
Absolutely, it gives you a leg up, and this is our first region game on the road,
Sure.
and so our kids, they understanding that all week we're talking about focusing, the mental aspect of this game. It's going to be a big atmosphere for them. It's their homecoming. So, we got to make sure that we're locked in and ready to go.
So talk about, like you said, you talked about staff changes, everything for them. What are you seeing so far from them offensively?
They are being very consistent of what they're doing. They're not trying to change based on what you're doing. They're being consistent on what they're doing, and they're getting better at it. They're going to play with a tight end set. They're going to use the tight end in multiple ways, and then they're going to try to push the ball vertical with number 2 and number 10 at the receivers. Number 11 is back as the quarterback. Number 1 is going to be their bell cow, the little running back. He busted a 90-yarder on us last year. We were at our gaps, and he took it the distance, and he's back and running as hard as can be.
So with that being said, defensively, going to be dealing with them on that side of the ball as well. So what do you see from them defensively?
They have a really big front. They really do. A lot of guys are back from over there. Besides the Hewitt-Trussville group that we played early in the year, this is the another group that has a lot of guys back. They have about 7 starters on defense, and then there's 7 on offense as well. But defensively, they flying around to the football. That the front 7 with the down 4 and then those linebackers, they are really big and they can run to the ball.
So what's the key to get a Titan win and to move to 2-0 in region play?
To stay focused, stay locked in, move the change, eliminate penalties. Hey, make sure we're taking care of the football and no blown assignments on the defensive side, and we'll be fine.
Well, that'll do it for episode 5 of the Coach Ollie Smith Show. Another big thanks to Bobby Ledbetter and the folks at Twin City Used Cars. Hope you come out and see the Titans on Friday, and we'll see you next Wednesday again for the Coach Ollie Smith Show.
Go Titans.
Go Titans.